Are you ready to be unleashed and unstoppable?
Are you ready to experience a breakthrough and step into your next level of leadership?
Living a life of power, purpose, and possibility on your own terms, unapologetically.
This podcast is for discovering how to play big, how to be unleashed and unstoppable.
Through wiring inner success at the source as you step into your full potential as a wildly ambitious leader.
We are
Lianne Carter and
Carol Register. We are certified Master Neurocoaches and the founders of Unleashed and Unstoppable You.
We're best known for being confidence-boosting, neurohacking, productivity, and wealth experts.
And for high-achieving leaders, visionaries, and entrepreneurs.
Now let's be unleashed and unstoppable.
Hey there. How are you, leader and high achiever? Listen, we are speaking to you regularly on this podcast about higher level leadership, and we're really diving deep into that right now. Lianne couldn't be with us today, so I am going to be talking to you about the masterclass series that I am doing on how to heal your money stories. We get to heal our money stories in order to increase our finances. And this is stepping into higher level leadership. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, if you attended the last two sessions of the masterclass, we addressed some of these money stories that we have. And in the second one, we went deeper into avoiding. Next theme that we're going to be talking about, next topic, is what happens when you have it and you're just constantly afraid of losing it. These money stories all have underlying themes that have to do with the neuroscience that Lianne and I utilize with each and every one of you, with our clients. And, you know, for me, I am an international business owner, a multi-business owner, a global investor, and I am wanting to bring to you things I've learned through my experiences. Now, if you're anything like me, one of the things I would default to is, doesn't matter. If things weren't going my way, I would just say internally to myself, really doesn't matter. But you know what? It does matter. And it took me a while to figure that out. It's because I matter and you matter. And what we're doing in this world, however it looks for us, however we define that, is something that is a big deal. It matters. And the neuroscience shows us that we are constantly creating reality with our thoughts. So when we're coming up with the things that are getting in the way financially, this is where we get to dive deep on those. And right now, a lot of us have this on our minds. A lot do. From the very, very wealthy to the very, very poor. And maybe some of the very, very poor have the advantage because they're like, what are you talking about with the recession? They've always been for. This is not about chasing money. It's actually about the exact opposite. I don't know about you, but I didn't grow up learning how the wealthy think. And success leaves us clues. There are principles that we can put in motion that when they're in alignment with who we are, with who we really are, and our values, trying to say values and are at the same time. I don't know what that was. That when we put these principles that the wealthy operate by, these principles that operate in nature, in the universe, these success clues into motion, into action with our purpose, our values, our, who we are, what we're going for, we're in alignment then. And I think of purpose as a very broad thing. Just so you know, purpose is such a big deal. And I've heard people really get stuck and trapped in that word. I don't know what my purpose is. I can't find my purpose. What do I do? If you've ever felt that way, listen, just relax, lay it all down. And this is a story that can be rewired. Your purpose is all of you. It's, your true self, your higher vision, your high vibration, those dreams that you have in your heart that, you're moving towards. So, back to the principles of wealth, just to repeat that again, because it's so important that, when you start to operate by principles that are in alignment with your values, who you are, that's when the magic miracles start to happen. That's when you can really step into being unleashed and unstoppable, which is what Alex, Lianne, and I are all about, right? Being unleashed and unstoppable. And, going through this series of master classes to enable you to heal your money stories is something that's deep in my heart. Now, I don't know anybody on this planet who hasn't dealt with these things to one degree or another. My husband and I, before he passed, had a lot of wealth, and yet we often found ourselves living in scarcity. We often found ourselves living in fear. Why? So you may not have what you want financially, and you may be going for it. But let me tell you, if you're going for it without addressing these underlying money stories, which are money blocks and money obstacles that we have, you're going to continue to get stuck, no matter where you're at on your financial journey. And it's important when we step into living our full abundant lives to know, because we matter, we deserve good things. And money isn't the value. Money is the tool. You're the value. You're the valuable thing. You matter. But again, going back to the money stories, we have this idea that we're not worthy enough. We're not enough. We avoid the numbers. We feel tense and anxious when dealing with the numbers. And, you may have absorbed all this fear, all this, underlying current that is now wired into your subconscious. And we make 97% or more. I mean, up to, I should say, I guess maybe over 100% for some of us. It certainly has felt that way, but we make up to 97% of our daily decisions from what is wired in our subconscious. And that's our brain keeping us safe. It does its job to protect our subconscious and the things we have automated in it. So we think too many thoughts every day to, be able to go back and consciously evaluate each and every one. We wouldn't even have enough energy to get our heads off the pillow. And what that number is, I don't know. I've heard a lot of things. 60,000 is one I've heard, the thoughts a day. But the thoughts in our brains are represented by energy moving over neural networks. And so we can literally see in the neuroscience, in the brain mapping, about when neural networks are being built and when they're being broken down. And through the study of neuroplasticity, we know that we can actually remove limiting beliefs, our money stories, and all of our limiting beliefs. And we can wire in new networks of our success beliefs. This is where it gets so exciting. But if you're trying to figure that out on your own, I can tell you, even with a background in the study of neuroscience, you're probably going to take a long time. Why is that? Because we're very sophisticated, and neuroscience is the study of the entire nervous system, the entire body. It's not just the brain. And the brain is a part of the nervous system. So it's really important to know that when you're doing neuroscience-based work, having a clear, simple process to make the changes, heal the money stories that you're wanting to make, it simplifies and speeds up everything. And it's solid, it's science-based, it's proven. And this is not to leave you out if you're thinking it's all about thoughts as well. Now, some of us are over analyzers. I've definitely been an over analyzer. You get caught in perfectionism and analysis paralysis and, decision making fatigue, all these things that come up. But the thought fires first, and within microseconds, the emotion fires. It's thought plus emotion that form the beliefs that are operating in our subconscious. Now, I often use the example of tying your shoes with this. If you're thinking about tying your shoes in your conscious brain, each and every time you're going to sit down and go, oh, I got to pick up this string in this hand. I've got to pick up this string in this hand. I've got to cross them over one another, yada, yada. So that isn't how it works for most of us. Under normal circumstances, we can sit down on in a chair, tie our shoes, and have a conversation with somebody, or anything else that we may have automated. If you're used to listening to a podcast every morning when you're brushing your teeth, you may just go and do that now by habit, by automation, without consciously getting up and going, oh, I'm going to go brush my teeth. I'm going to go get my phone or podcast player. I'm going to, it's automated. It's not in our conscious minds. And then we're making these decisions daily. So what we've got wired in from our childhoods, we now make up to 97% of our daily decisions from. And over 90% of our limiting beliefs came from our childhoods. It's not your fault, but it is the way that your brain works. And it does involve your whole body, including your emotions, your heart and your mind, because it's thoughts plus emotions that form our beliefs. And the work that Alex and I do is really, really so important in empowering you. I'm trying to find the right words to really articulate that well, to convey to you that it's not about us telling you what you have to do. That's not it at all. The work that I do deep in the Diamond Transformation Program is to let you know that you've got the answers. You are already unleashed and unstoppable, and you already have every means to increase your income and to follow the principles of wealth that I teach. But it's a process to remove the limiting beliefs. It's a clear, simple, and proven process, which speeds things up drastically, makes it completely achievable and doable. And that's where the transformation has come in my life, in our clients' lives, and is going to be in your life as soon as you're ready to activate it. So I'm so excited to talk to you today. I do want to tell you that Alex Lianne is going through a beautiful second pregnancy. She is going to be taking maternity leave before too long, not right away. She's got some amazing projects in motion, which she is going to be sharing with you, and which we're both so excited about. And you will be hearing a little bit more from me and from some interviews that we have that are going to really blow you out of the water. Some amazing interviews. So you can continue here to learn about the leadership, about the neuroscience, and applying principles of productivity and wealth to elevate your life so that you can live your dreams and live your full, abundant life. starting right now. You just have to activate it. That's it. You just have to activate it. So join us for continued episodes. As always, we love your feedback and reviews. We love for you to subscribe. I want to hear what you thought about this episode today, and join me in the master classes. They're in our newsletters. They're in the socials out there on Facebook in our group, and on IG at Neurocoach Carol, at unleashed.unstoppable.u, and unleashed and unstoppable. Unleashed and Unstoppable You Facebook group. So anyway, there's lots of ways and places to get a hold of us. And the reason I say that is because I'm inviting you to jump in for this masterclass series and participate. It's interactive, and each one is about healing one of your money stories. This one coming up is about what happens when you have it and you're afraid of losing it. And that's so common among my successful clients. And it was definitely my husband and my experience. So I look forward to seeing you and talking to you and hearing your feedback. And I just want you to know that you matter, and it's time to unleash your power to be unleashed and unstoppable. So we'll see you next week. Ciao for now.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Unleashed Unstoppable podcast with your hosts, Alexandra Carter and Carol Register.
If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review, and subscribe.
That's all for this episode, Wildly Ambitious Leaders. See you next week.